Howdy folks, welcome to Somatica with Jewel. Today we're going to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart, boundaries. Now, I never realized that I had boundaries myself until I was in my 40s. And that's largely because it wasn't talked about when I was growing up, and I had no idea what a boundary was or how to recognize that I had a boundary, that I had limits to what I was willing and not willing to do for people, often identifying as a people pleaser, something I have challenges with. I really want people to like me. And so the idea of disappointing others often caused me to cross my own boundaries or allow my boundaries to be invaded over and over again, especially as a mother and a partner. So when I say that we allow our boundaries to be crossed, it's because unless somebody is actually like forcing you physically or threatening you, they are not actually crossing your boundaries. You're allowing your boundaries to be crossed because only you know what they are. And I didn't know what mine were. It's a process. It's important that we offer each other this information, especially in relationship, because it's not often that other people will understand just by our cues, our facial expressions, what we might need in any given moment. How can you tell if your boundaries are being crossed? Correct my language. How can you tell if you're allowing someone to cross your boundaries? You might feel anger, you might feel a tightening in your body, or a dissociation, a disconnection, a shutting down, a feeling of wanting to withdraw and go away. These are indications of a moment when we're feeling uncomfortable with what's happening. It can be such a relief. Once I learned how to express my boundaries lovingly, that prevents this feeling of resentment building up inside me, as I've often lived with throughout my relationships, because of the people-pleasing mechanism. The people we love and work with don't necessarily want to cross our boundaries. Oftentimes it's done unknowingly because we don't offer that information. So what we can do is when we first start to notice our boundary being crossed, there might be like tightness, there might be some adrenaline, there might be something happening in the body, our breath is getting shallow and quick, our heart rate speeds up, we could feel some anger, some people even experience nausea. When the first irritation starts to happen, that's a perfect moment when you're not already boiling over into extreme anger, is a perfect time to offer the boundaries. So eye contact helps the other person understand that we're here with them, we see them, and we want to maintain a connection with them. Tone of voice is also really important. So like not condescending and angry, loud, aggressive tones. So adult to adult tone, soft voice. And if you feel comfortable, also a loving touch can reassure the person. It's not a rejection on your part. It's just an offering. It's a gift. You can think of it as a gift to yourself and to the other person, because you don't want to live with resentment or anger. That's the number one killer of intimacy and connection. We want to stay in connection with people. We don't want to be destroying that, right? It's healthier to deal with someone else's disappointment, maybe around your boundaries. Boundaries change from day to day. Just because you say yes one day doesn't mean that you're going to say yes the next day. For example, maybe one day I'm feeling relaxed, I've had the day off, I'm rested, I've eaten enough. My partner comes home and starts complaining and venting about their day. That on that particular day, I might feel open and ready to receive and hold space for those complaints, that offload of a stressful day. On another day, I might have had a stressful day myself and just not have the bandwidth to deal with too much of it or any of it at all. So what I might say is, honey, I understand. I see you've had a really rough day, but so have I actually today. And I don't have the energy and strength to listen to this right now. I would be happy to after I have a nice long bath and just wash away my own day, and then we can come back together and you can let me know what happened. So something like that. And your boundaries will change day to day. They'll change maybe even hour to hour depending on your mood. If you've eaten, what's going on, if you trust the person, if you feel like they're listening to you. There's so many different factors around boundaries. And the best way to learn your own boundaries is just to check in every once in a while. Like, how do I actually feel about what's going on right now? And yeah. So that's boundaries, the Somatica way. Talk to me about your boundaries. When did you learn that you had boundaries? Have you always known? And how do you deal with your boundaries? Please let me know. Reach out. Thanks for listening. Bye.